What you got?
Hi, it's Bunny, and I just wanted to come on here to discuss my views on Flo Milli, saying that she is now experiencing colorism after previously denying it. First, let's get into some TikToks, and then I'll come back with some thoughts.
Nobody has ever said, "Oh, you're pretty for a chocolate girl."
Because I remember 7th Streeter told me that people would say that to her. And one of
That's
my
so
best
crazy.
friends told me that guys would be like, yeah, you know, for a dark-skinned girl, you're so pretty.
You know what? Only way I kind of got it in more of a hood way. Like back in the day, would be like, "Oh, you know they have little nicknames for chocolate girls and shit like that." Maybe that's the time they would say something to me, but it wouldn't be like, "Oh, you pretty for a dark skinned girl."
Right. I do feel like things are changing, though, because back in the day, it used to be a little bit, a lot more of that, the light skin type.
Yeah,
and I think
remember.
now we celebrate.
Yeah, because when I was younger, I'm not going to lie, act like I didn't experience that. But, I was confused because I didn't know, what was going on. Because I don't look at it like, oh, one skin tone is more beautiful than the other. Plus, my whole mom side of my family is light skin, so they never treated me different or anything for my skin tone. So I kind of learned that when I was older. I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
That where I am now is an accomplishment. So it was kind of triggering a little bit to kind of get on the internet and be, ridiculed for that. And also the whole colorism thing was crazy because it's I didn't really know. Of course I knew what it was subconsciously because, we always hear in music growing up and stuff. But when I was 18, I actually looked it up. What is this? Because my mom, she's actually light skinned and she never ever treated me different from my sister or anything. So I didn't really grow up being ridiculed. Right. Unless I was at school. I'm not gonna lie, in school, definitely dealt with that.
You are a dark-skinned black woman. And you mean to tell me you never experienced colorism? You don't see it at all? The only times that you really are in the know about it is when you log on to Twitter and people tell you that you're underrated? You really expect us to believe that, Flo? You're straight up lying.
Millie's pretty as fuck, but she would never be on the same level as Ice. No shade to the original poster, but watching his video made me remember something that I wanted to talk about for a while, which is that the conversation that we have about Flo Milli's career is inherently colorist. The reason why it's colorist is because when we talk about Flo Milli's career, it's usually only about her skin tone. It's only in reference to her skin tone. When we talk about Ice Spice's career, we just talk about her hits, her experience, her this and that. And they both have stacked resumes when it comes to being an artist. Flo Milli is not a big fan of the whole colorism conversation that people have in reference to her and Ice Spice. And the reason why she isn't a big fan of it is because y'all are not really defending Flo Milli like that. Y'all are making it seem like she has not done anything in her career and she can't get anywhere because of her skin tone. If I was Flo Milli, me personally, I would be mad that I work hard day in and day out, put out great concepts for albums, do mixtapes, do this, do that, and y'all never talking about the music and only talking about my skin tone. Look right now. Go look at the Billboard charts and you'll see Flo Milli. She has a certified hit, not only in the US, in Canada, New Zealand, in the UK, doing international. Some of these rap girls can't even do domestic that well. She's doing international very well. But people are not talking about that hit that she's having right now. People are only talking about the fact that she is still not as big as Ice Spice. That's crazy. We wanted the hits. We wanted the success for Flo Milli. And now she has it, and y'all are ignoring it because she's not as big as Ice Spice. That is just crazy to me. When are we ever going to have a Flo Milli conversation that centers Flo Milli and her success as an artist? Also, Ice Spice talked about the whole colorism conversation with Flo Milli, and nobody talked about that because Ice Spice's response was a little bit weird, I'm sorry, and it was really given light bright. I wasn't a fan of it. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry, the Flo Milli versus Ice Spice conversation is extremely tired. Y'all been saying the same thing for a year and a half. Find some new talking points or stop talking about it and stream Flo Milli. I'm tired of this.
Stop bringing up Flo Milli or any other dark-skinned black woman who's a rapper, a singer, entertainer, whatever, and comparing them to a light-skinned performer or whatever, okay? Because I keep seeing videos of people with this new Ice Spice song being like, oh, Ice Spice is here. What about Flo Milli? How about you support Flo Milli? Y'all only bring up Flo Milli when you want to bash Ice Spice. If you don't like Ice Spice music, I get it. We understand colorism, right? We understand that light-skinned women are getting more opportunities than dark-skinned women, and it's terrible. right? That still doesn't take away from the hard work that she's done. Some of y'all have this stance that because Ice Spice is light skinned, that she didn't work hard, she didn't do anything, she just got it because she was light skinned. And I think that's wrong because people enjoy her music. You might not like it. It's not the most lyrical, but it is fun. And some people like fun music. Flo Milli is a very talented, amazing woman. Support her. But stop bringing up other people. You don't need to do that. And it just sounds like y'all are being haters. And it's not constructive. Like, I've heard a lot of constructive colorism conversations that actually do something, but a lot of these conversations that you're having, it's just the same thing over and over again. We get it. Colorism is a thing. It is bad. It shouldn't be a thing. Racism shouldn't be a thing, but it's here. So instead of constantly saying the same things over again, just support the people that you want to support. Because there are artists that don't get these big record labels, but have huge fan bases, are happy that way, and are being successful. Just push them. You know what I mean? And these record labels, I mean, honestly, they're not the best. Have y'all been hearing the way these people are getting scammed? So, personally, I think it's better to be independent artists than to have a record label. But, yeah, stop doing that. And I've seen a few dark-skinned women rappers say that y'all need to stop bringing them up in conversations and comparing them to a light-skinned rapper or singer or whatever. Just support them. That's all y'all need to do is just support them.
Are missing her initial point, that she didn't want a false narrative to be pushed, insinuating she was not or didn't feel like she was experiencing it at that time, which she said in many interviews. However, she can now feel as though she was, or is experiencing colorism. People are looking for a gotcha moment, but are really showing that they're unable to comprehend what she's actually saying. Also, another thing, do you notice how unambiguous Black people are unable to understand nuance? Like, I've heard a lot of them say, if you're not with us, you're against us. I think that's why they hated Flo Milli not subscribing to the dark-skin victim narrative. They have to be a victim of oppression, or anything that allows them to claim victim status, because they don't think they're good enough just by their own merit. It's like how they say, oh, you have to be exceptional as a dark-skinned woman to get any accolades. Says who? Contrary to popular belief, there are many Black women who can and will receive accolades, and much more without being exceptional. The idea that you should only be awarded when you are exceptional is a Black idea. How many white women make music that people think is basic, and are still supported by their community? Honestly, the only people I see judging dark-skinned Black women on whether they're good enough or not is other dark-skinned Black women. I'm truly tired of the victim narrative, and honestly, when you're in a majority white country and a music industry ran by predominantly white people, why would they promote you more than someone who is phenotypically and culturally closer to them than you? It's something they can't understand because unambiguous Black people don't have self-preservation. They let people like Eminem in their spaces, promote them, and then cry when they're seen as the best. And do you notice how Black women are not a monolith until you're a Black woman speaking about how you don't feel like you're a victim of colorism, or that you've never really experienced it, like Cash Doll said. But as I was saying, they saw Flo Milli and could not stop themselves from being colorist. They just cannot imagine being a dark-skinned woman and not feeling inferior or like you're struggling. They needed her to claim colorism as a way of saying, see, even when a dark-skinned woman is gorgeous and talented, she's still disadvantaged. So it's okay for me to wallow in self-pity and chalk up all my misfortune and failure to the world being colorism. These women were living vicariously through Flo Milli, until in their eyes she rejected them, and showed that she is a victor and not a victim. But anyways, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to see more from me.